This is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
With me in your head because I didn't.
No, I did. I told
hear
you.
Any of this? This is all like completely new stuff. So weirdo. I feel like you need to move over more because things right in your face. $10 seconds.
This is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Thanks for joining us this morning. GovsRadio.com is the website. You can see our show there live right now.
And you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Danny Bonaducci.
The Knockem Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Autobody. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Autobody has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Autobody handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Autobody and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Comedy. The Knockem Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge, located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem Comedy.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for now. will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
I had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say there, people?
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for now.
This is Ruth Buzzy, and I'd like you to know how much I love the Knockem Dead radio show coming to you live on govsradio.com. Oh, you make me laugh. You really do. Oh, please. I can't do this anymore.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and...
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hi, everybody. What's that one, right? Yes, cool. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. It's Monday. It's Labor Day. Do you say Happy Labor Day? Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, because thank
Happy
goodness.
Happy
Why
Labor
not?
Day.
It's all
Yeah?
good. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Happy Labor Day, everybody.
man.
And then Happy Rosh Hashanah. Is that what it is?
That's New Year's, isn't it?
That's tomorrow. Is that what it is?
But it'd be tonight, right? Because it's New Year's.
I guess I'm saying it early. But that is what the holiday is, right?
Yeah.
I'm not up on
I'm
my-
not the resident Jew here, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't
have
know.
no idea.
I'm not
Well,
sure.
happy Jewish holiday.
Yes.
I remember the first time I looked up what Rosh Hashanah was. I was thinking, it's because at the end of the night, you're like, because it's New Year's and they're drunk, and it's probably a different name.
Is that what they do? They go
It's
out and
a different
celebrate the New
word.
Year like we do it on December 31st?
I doubt it. They
Yeah,
probably
you
have
don't-
some rule at when the sun goes down. I don't know. But
tons of
anyway, Happy
Manischewitz.
New Year to all of our Jewish friends. Hope it's a great day for you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Let's get a couple of announcements out of the way. First off, the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Tom Egan's here. Sally's here.
I'm here.
Sally's here. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Go to govs.com and check out the schedule and make yourself some reservations for some great comedy shows. That's happening here this weekend at Governor's in Levittown and McGuire's in Bohemia and the Brokerage in Belmore. Go to govs.com. They saw Two Eagles Autobody and Rosin Social and Knockem Dead Comedy. All right, Knockem Dead Comedy. Jeff Bosey's making his Knockem Dead Comedy debut October 16th out in Bayshore. I believe I'm not sure if I posted the flyer or not. I'll get it out to
Putting him
you.
in a dress.
We are putting Jeff in a dress. Where he belongs. So, yeah.
He'll feel a little pretty that night.
And don't forget Govs Radio. Please go to Govs Comedy Club Radio. That is the name of the YouTube channel. That's where we're telling you guys to go. That's where we're going to interact with you guys. And we ask that you please subscribe to that page and like the page and tell everybody you know about that page. Tell everybody you know about the great shows here at Govs Radio. Today is Monday, so you got Steve Squared tonight at 6:30.
We do.
And is the word on tonight?
Maybe the word. I would imagine that he would do it. I don't want to vouch for him because if it's Labor Day, maybe
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But he
maybe
probably...
his wife was more successful in keeping him home tonight on a day off holiday than.
Why are you going in today? That's all I got. What are you going in for? We really got to do this? I said, oh, my God. I'll be home in 2 hours. Oh, my God. So that's why she's even here. I think she just doesn't trust me. She just
Well, I
wanted
found
to
out
check up.
Tom is
That
coming, so I thought it'd be fun.
It's everybody else she wants to see, not me. Damn it. What does Labor Day mean to you there, Tom Egan?
This year means that there's a whole bunch of people on unemployment who have an extra day just to piss the rest of the people off.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
It's true. It's funny though on the other side of it, and I was just thinking about this weekend. Me and Tony work at White Post Farm.
Oh, cool.
During their festival season, it's fun. We've been doing it. Our whole family has been doing it for 4 years.
Nice.
And I didn't even know the farm existed 4 years ago. I was like, what the heck is this
I
place?
took my kids there religiously. Yeah, they love that place.
Well, it's funny, when I got the job, because Tony got the job, because the guy that stands up there and does the announcements and oh, you can go here.
Well, during the fall festival, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a 6-week thing.
Okay.
On weekends. And so Tony got the job to do that 4 years ago, so I just was in the car, to talk with them while he was walking around. And
Did they give you the ringmaster hat and everything with
They
the
gave
cape?
me a cowboy. No, I had to get my own cowboy hat, and I wear overalls.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny too because sometimes he'll come home and he'll still have the southern accent. I'm like, stop, just stop. Yeah. But so I got the job. I was just there, and they were like, "Oh, do you want to work here too?" And I was like, "What? No." What do you mean?
Right.
And then they said, "Oh, we really need a lot of people." And then I was like, "They're like, do you have any, teenagers?" Or I was like, "Well, yeah, I have one." And then I thought about the other. I'm like, the other one's really young. He was only 14. And she's like, "No, we'll take him too." And then my sister worked there, and then his son got the job, and then
It's a family affair.
who else? Yeah, it was crazy. And but this year I went to the lady texted me and she said, "Oh, do you have anyone who you think might work there?" So I was like, "All right." So I asked my 17-year-old. I was like, "Do you have any of your friends want to go?" So I brought 3 of his friends Sunday.
So now you guys own White Post Farms.
Pretty much. But one of the things that she was one of the things she was saying when she was collecting all the applications, she was like, "No one wants to work anymore." I'm like, "Really?"
A lot of places
And
are
she's
having
like,
that issue.
she goes, "I used to have to turn away people, and now I can't get people to work here." I'm like, and so in what you were saying, how people are unemployed, I'm like,
yeah,
and you're right. It seems like, and we've talked about it a few times here. I've seen a lot of articles where people aren't, the money and the benefits aren't what's top of their list anymore. I don't know if this was a COVID thing or what, that people changed their priorities, but
Well, I think people are still getting paid, and they can make more staying home rather than going in and making maybe the same amount, slightly. There's not that much of a differential, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that depends on where you live. Like here on Long Island, I don't think that's the case. You can't have a
Right.
house and support a family on at least I don't think you can.
Well, we're not talking about career positions. We're
Right,
talking about the
yeah.
people that are needed to keep restaurants going, things of that nature.
Yeah.
I know. I have friends who own an Italian restaurant, and they just can't get busboys. They're starving
Really?
for waiters, and yeah.
I'm
And they're telling me that their compatriots are telling them the same thing.
Yeah.
It's right across the board.
Yeah.
But you would think like something like a busboy. You would think a high school kid would want. They're not at that point where they could. They don't have to worry about a family. But they want to go out and go to the movies and buy beer illegally and hang out with their friends.
Right.
You would think those positions would still be filled.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I had made a comment a while ago on Facebook, and people jumped on me because they took it the wrong way. But I said, just as an observation, the people working now at the fast food places are all adult, lower on the socioeconomic scale, if we're going to say it the right way.
Sure.
But I remember when I was a teenager going in, those positions were all kids.
Yeah, that was my first job was fast
Exactly.
food restaurants.
But
in high school.
now, what we're seeing is those kids are now starting to fill those positions. My son and a couple of his friends, boys and girls alike, are now working at a pizza restaurant near my house. Different places like that where before they couldn't get the jobs because they weren't available. So it's there's silver linings if you're willing to look at them, but it is a very strange. We're kind of taking a step back in time on some
little
levels.
bit, yeah.
Which it might not be a bad thing.
I think it's a good thing.
Maybe there'll be
Absolutely.
actually paper boys will come back into.
You think that's how far back it's going to go? We're going to lose the internet and go back to a newspaper?
No, well, Tony grew up being like a paper boy for years and years and years, and now the people that deliver the newspapers are 60-year-old guys
Very creepy.
in their car,
right?
Like
They're pulling up
it out
with
of their
one
car.
hubcap on their car.
Yeah,
and,
I can picture the car in my neighborhood that drops off all and it's true. It's like this weird blue car, It's not blue, but it kind of is, and
Right.
and he's the guy that throws the newspapers all over the place.
Yeah, because you have to drive now because there's 2 people in each town still getting a newspaper. So you have to drive to the next place.
Yeah.
Joan Asher's watching. Hello, Joan.
Hey, Joan.
Andy Plajanos, the Labor Day Ferry is coming to give work to all the boys and girls. Andy Plajanos. All right, so we've had our weekend. The dust has settled. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay.
Any thoughts on the other night?
I walked off stage and I said to you at that point that I didn't deliver my best set.
Yep.
And I still hold to that. I have no one to blame but myself. I thought it was a great run, not just for me. The contest in general. I think Mike did a great job. Had a tough job,
Definitely
when
had a
he
tough
was
job.
getting us all together at the end of Saturday night. He just kept repeating, "Don't hate me, everybody, don't hate me. I still want you guys as friends." I mean, alienated himself from everybody, but he did a great job. I'm disappointed with myself, but the entire contest was a great experience, and I think they did a great job here.
Yeah, they really did. They did a great job. Great crowd. Definitely, because it was such a long night, the crowd kind of died off after a while,
Yeah.
which stinks. But
well, they started 45 minutes,
yeah,
late. So, and then there were people here who wanted to get good seats at 6.
Yeah,
so
they were
those
there for
people
a lot of
here-
hours.
Yeah, and that's
some of them are still here.
So
They just fell asleep.
they're waiting for their ticket to get out.
But it kind of worked out. It worked out for you that they bumped Keegan out of here because you were going to be on Keegan's show.
Correct. Yeah.
So now, yeah,
we'll figure out the date that he's going to reschedule, and hopefully I'll be. I
thought they rescheduled
on that
the date already.
Maybe they did. I don't know. I haven't talked to Mike.
Don't tell.
I think it said, "Here's a new date. Don't tell Tom." I didn't know.
I like to whisper too.
I didn't know what Tom they were talking talking about till now.
You're right. Oh, I think they meant Tommy Farrell. Don't tell Tommy Farrell.
Yeah, it was great to meet like a lot of you people the other night, so that was like fun. And
New people.
well, yeah, the comics, it's like, it was fun. I had like a fun night. And it's funny too, because like there's some people that I'm like, all right, like they were so weird. I was like, get out of here. And then Tom kept trying to get up, and there were a handful of people that kept trying to get up and leaving. And we were like, please don't leave us.
I was going to ask.
I did see that look in your eye.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
like, okay.
he's very subtle. He's like, no, stay. And I'm like, don't leave.
I was going to ask who you would have judged that night, but I think you spent most of your time in here with us.
I did. I went from the stage right to the bar.
Yeah.
Right, and then back here.
Right.
He jumped off the stage, pushed people out of his way to get to the bar.
It was funny because at one point there were like, I think there were like 2 or 3 beer bottles like sitting on like the table, and I couldn't see one of the guests. So I was like, could someone move the beer bottles? And Tom's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's me.
They were like all
Pardon me.
his. And I didn't even know. I thought like 3 hands would reach for one.
Right, no. That was
Tom's
me.
like, my bad.
Now, I forget who it was. Somebody said something about, from being in the laugh off, that they're already hearing from other people about being on their shows. Have you
that's
you
good.
experienced that?
Yeah,
That's
a couple
cool.
of people have reached out and just,
That's the main goal, right?
right back to bringer shows though.
Yeah, true.
So,
Yeah, it's a rough life.
Yeah, but getting out there's what's got to be done, no matter what kind of show it is. So, So yeah, I think that is. At least I would think that's the main goal. I mean, yeah, of course we want to win, so you get a spot in the big club, but that's still attainable.
Sure.
So yeah, so you're getting, and to perform, in my opinion, anyway, to perform in somebody like Keegan, to be on his show, that's at least locally, that's a pretty big step because he's one of those people. How he's not, bigger and even almost a household name for crying out loud.
Well,
he's so funny
young,
up there.
He's awesome.
He's what, young?
He's still young.
He's in his what, mid to late 30s? He's not that young.
That's young.
No, he's not young. I'm just joking.
As funny as he is, that's how nice he is.
Oh, yeah.
And generous with his time. He's just been a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that bringer aspect doesn't bother me because whenever I'm going to do a show, I have friends who want to come. So I don't think I've ever brought. I think the least amount I've brought to a show was like 9 people.
Oh wow!
That's great.
Yeah, so
because there's a lot of comics are they could be a little antisocial. That's their.
No, it's anti-social.
Check is in the mail.
You get a lot of social groupies that'll come to see the comedy. Like is that like are those two worlds
There's a
bleeding
crossover.
in? There is.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them groupies, otherwise I'd never see them again. But but no, there are definitely a group that kind of supports me in both endeavors. Yeah, I've been very fortunate in life. Great friends and opportunities. And when you were talking about the White Post Farms, those moments in life, like the unplanned.
Yeah,
they always turn out the best.
I know.
Right?
I'm always open to it.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing today? We have no plans. Let's go do this. Best night ever,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And those experiences. So, and like I said, this whole thing came up when I went to go see Tommy do his, graduation class, and now I'm sitting here with you fine people.
I think he's drunk.
I'm still drunk I still have a couple of bottles under the.
And that was kind of cool. You and Tommy, made the finals together. Because you guys are close friends. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
There you go. Andy Plajanos, stop messing with Tom. Yeah, we're gonna beat.
Thanks
that to
for
ground.
the support.
Now, all right. Now, on a personal note, Julie Fassini, is she a social person? Is she a holy? Oh, did you guys graduate
She's
Holy
a
Trinity
Holy
together?
Trinity. Yeah.
Yeah. Same year you guys graduated?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
okay.
She's she used to come to the shows with her husband Brian. Two of the nicest people.
I've never met him.
Really?
But I grew up with
sweetheart
Julie.
of a guy.
Yeah.
And Julie,
Yep.
awesome.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they've come down to a few shows. She's part of a group with Laura and Christine, and they they're best of friends, and it's amazing that the school I couldn't wait to get out of, but it did produce so many pockets of close friendships.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And somewhere along the line, we all have a common thread that intertwine, and yeah. No, it's funny they bring up Julie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Julie and I, we lived 2 houses away from each other, growing up as kids, and
Amazing.
I did that. I looked up on Facebook. I did. I always do. When I meet somebody new, I look at their Facebook and I see who the mutual friends are.
Of course, yeah.
So I saw, and then I saw there was
she's
some
an
pictures
absolute
between-
sweetheart.
Yeah. And I agree. I originally thought when Facebook really took off, I don't know, 2008, whatever, around there somewhere, and you start reconnecting with people, I kind of thought at first, that's going to kill high school reunions and stuff. But I tell you, the high school reunions I've been to, even with Facebook, it's weird to me. You have and you're in the same boat as me. As after all these years, you've now been separate longer than we were together with our classmates. But there is a bond. I don't know if it's a Hicksville thing. I've had plenty of people say to me that aren't from Hicksville, man, I don't know how you're still in touch with these people and how you still do things and do business with some of them. And Trinity, I count Trinity as a Hicksville school.
Well, it is, yeah, sure.
So to me, it is weird. There is a very strong bond between a lot of people in that late 80s, early 90s time.
The best man at my wedding was the guy who was 2 lockers down from me. Yeah. So
didn't know him. Just
no one else would take the position.
He put a sticky note on every locker. Yeah. He's the one who called.
No, and Facebook really did help keep those connections because I wouldn't know what most people were doing, right?
Yep.
So in that aspect, Facebook has been great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I find myself talking to people that back then I probably never would have, or they didn't want to talk. It's just two completely different circles. Well, now the circles are gone, which is nice. Everybody's just normal.
And they're those nights you're like, didn't I try to kick your ass back in high school? Now we're having beers. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. It's nice to see like the change from a couple of decades in, but then there's always the handful. You're like, yeah, you're still the same dick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely some of those. Yeah. All right. So we mentioned Zocial. That's the name of it's just Zocial, right? That's the name.
That's it.
Zocial.
That's it.
All
yeah.
right.
It's like social, but with a Z.
Right. And you got any dates with those guys coming up?
Well, we're filming our first video on September 22nd.
Nice.
So,
that's right. You have an album coming out next month. You said, right?
Yeah.
Next month.
Yeah. It's all done. We're just sending it off to have the CDs printed, and we're choosing a distributor now, and it'll be on all the social media platforms and stuff like that.
Nice.
But this day and age, it's not like you're selling records like back. There are no more Tower Records. There are no more record stores really. So it has to be done in a different way. And the first step, you really need a social media presence. You need visual, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna make a video, and that will be the jumping off point.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Tell us what's going on in this video. Is it like the 80s where they were like little movies?
I actually have a storyboard
written
up for it.
Shit, I was only joking.
The song is called 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Right? And the lyrics for this one were written by our lead singer, guitarist Joe. And it's just basically the age-old kind of, not complaining, but bitching about, the work day and looking forward to the end of the work day and getting out there and just,
nice.
It's a real bar song. It's really cool.
Good.
And so it's basically going to be, everybody's angle on their work day and what happens after. And, afterwards, everybody's at the bar drinking and the band's playing live and,
Nice.
I'll keep you in suspense for the actual storyline.
I just want to see drunk women kissing. That's all. That's all I care about in this video. So what's
before you say?
sorry.
Go on. What do you play? What are you a drummer?
Which instrument? In this band, I'm playing bass.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, Joe Zink is the lead guitar player and vocalist. James Fallis is the drum player, and I got stuck playing bass.
Well,
I was the
it's
last
so
one to the
funny
party.
because like
It was the only instrument left.
yeah, like I never used to notice bass players ever. Like I'll just be honest, like I never even noticed. I always just thought it was like, cuz like in a orchestra you have like violin 1 and violin 2 and
sure.
violin 2 doesn't seem all that busy. So I always thought it was just the same instrument only like, guitarist too, and I never even know. I didn't even know that they worked with the drummer and like everything that had to do with it, and they played like opposite of what.
I'm more like the oboe
get it.
player, right? But here's the thing, and I played drums for 30 plus years.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Right, so I always approached music from a drummer standpoint. Once I picked up this bass, I realized there was such a different aspect and approach to music.
Yeah, you probably drum differently now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I never realized how much the bass, ironically, you never notice them, but when the bass player's not there, it's like mom, right? You notice when she's not there. But it does.
It's a rhythm section, baby. You need the bass.
You have to have it. And it links the guitars, the strings to the rhythm.
Right.
And you have to lock in with the drummer. And once you have a good rhythm section, then you got something. You got a good foundation. And the guitars and the vocals can do everything they need to do.
Like
It
now,
really is.
now I can't not see it.
Right. It's
now I
once you-
can't not like, and now like that's like one of the things that I just think is like the cool part of the band now, where
Right.
I never noticed before. So
If
it
you
was
had
cool. It's
asked
probably
me-
like in the last 6 years or something that I realized that a bass player did something,
And then
now I'm like, wow.
And you know what I really realized now that I started like listening to play the bass and play the Beatles. When
Yeah.
you go back and you listen to what McCartney has done on those albums, you're just blown away.
Yep.
You never realize how much of that song is filled out by his playing.
Yep.
I get to re-listen to music all over again.
Oh yeah, Sergeant Pepper and Abbey Road in particular. The bass lines on some of those songs, man, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, and I love listening to all those different parts and see what everybody's doing. Yeah, I love that stuff. And I remember. I'm geeking out here with the music now, but I remember Entwistle said that after Keith Moon died. He's, as great as Moon was, he said as a bass player, he just couldn't lock in because Moon is all over the place. So musically, it was almost.
He was an
relief when he
ADD
died.
drummer, like he was the first one.
But you can see it on stage, like when a drummer and a bass player, if they don't have that rapport, it's a totally different sound. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. Like if they don't have that chemistry, and when they do, you're like, oh my god, this is magic.
Right. Even if you're not a musician, you can sense that something's. You might not be able to articulate it, but if you're off as a band and somebody's there to hear you, they might not know why they either like you or dislike what they're hearing.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
it's if like you said, if you're not in lockstep, it's going to
Yeah.
show. It's going to come out one way or another.
What are some of your favorite bands?
Some of my favorite bands, definitely Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
I would say that was my all-time favorite. The Beatles, how can you not? Van Halen.
Nice.
Aerosmith. I love Aerosmith.
Cool.
So it's fun. My son and I, when we're taking long drives, we'll make lists like the best American rock bands, the best British rock bands, stuff like that. So, but those definitely are the most influential.
You mentioned Van Halen.
Yeah.
I got to tell my story.
No, I can't do it anymore. No.
I gotta hear it.
No.
Gotta hear it.
I have a Van Halen story. Let's trade Van Halen
All right, you
stories.
first, because Sally's never heard yours.
Okay. I just jumped your Van Halen story, man.
Thank you.
It can wait.
Thank you.
Oh, I'll get to it. Don't worry. I'll get to it.
All right, so this is
Sorry,
pretty cool.
everyone.
This is pre 9/11.
Okay.
I was taking a trip. Now, I went to Iona College undergrad. One of the history professors ran trips around the world, so I got to go to China, Australia. This particular trip we were going to Russia.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. And the first stop was Helsinki. So we're thousands of feet in the air, and we're just drinking, right? You're allowed to kind of walk around the cabin because, as I said, pre 9/11. And I get word that Van Halen was in first class.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So
the whole band?
The rumor. Was,
right, okay,
right?
yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, well, I'm drunk. they can't throw me off the plane. So I sneak into first class. I'm walking in, and this is during the Gary Sharon days.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it's, but
That's all right.
Still, it was still Van Halen. So the seat next to him is open, and I'm just totally ballsy at this point.
How old are you?
26
Okay.
at the time. So I sit down next to him, and I just jump right into it. I'm such a big fan, blah, blah, blah. And he was,
Sharon.
Gary Sharon.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, man, thank you for the sweetest, nicest, most accommodating guy. So next thing I know, the manager comes over, and he's just like, want me to get rid of this guy? He's like, no, it's cool. And I'm like, oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
wow.
So the drinks are coming out. Now Alex Van Halen comes over, and he's talking. I'm like, holy shit, am I dreaming this?
You
right?
say, I'm a drummer too, Alex.
Well, yeah.
Let's get the sticks out.
He's a phenomenal drummer. I couldn't hold my own with him. So they were the most gracious guys. They let me just hang out and drink with them. And I said, is the rest of the band here? And Gary goes like this. I look over. Michael Anthony's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, holy shit, you guys are my fucking heroes. And I'm trying not to be that guy.
All right, wait a minute. So Sharon points over, and Michael Anthony's just, like, it's like a TV show. Like Michael Anthony had nothing else to do, and he's just.
Yeah, it was and my mind is going, this isn't, dude, don't believe what you're saying. It can't be true, right? So, of course, and I don't want to be that guy, but eventually I have to ask the obvious question.
Right.
Is Eddie on the plane? Like, where's Eddie? And he goes, right behind you. And I turn, and like 2 seats in back. And this is how fucking hammered I was. I go right to Gary Sharon, because that was the only seat I saw open. And I'm like, hey. And he's just, I'm like, oh my God, like my childhood idols.
Yeah.
It was that and Motley Crue.
Oh,
One band could play, the other band was just a fun time, right?
Right.
And they must have let me just hang out with them for like 2 hours.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And at the end of which, I was just like, you guys have been so gracious. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. I'll see you later. And I got up, and they didn't even ask me. I got up, and I went back to my seat. Now, here's a very funny story. On top of it, I had known a lot of the people on this trip from previous trips.
Right.
So I'm now in my seat. Biologically, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Most of the plane is sleeping at this time. And I want to tell my friends all
The Van
about
Halen
it.
guys wanted to sleep.
Exactly. Much like first class, who apparently couldn't for the last 2 hours.
So I'm now trying to slur my version of the story to my friends. And I'm in one seat. There's a row of seats in back of me. And then the next row of seats where my friends who I am talking to. Now there's a woman who's like in between us. And she's like, who the fuck is this guy? When is he going to shut up, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, that woman became my wife.
No
kidding.
way.
Yeah.
Get outta here.
She's still wondering when I'm going to shut the fuck up, but she no longer wants me to go away.
That's the greatest story.
Isn't that
That's
crazy?
so awesome. Wow. And so how did you meet her? Like, what did you do? Just
well, actually,
did you say, I'll go away if you give me your number?
No, it wasn't even that. We didn't even talk that night. We landed. Everybody got their hotel room, so on and so forth. And again, because I had known so many of these people prior, we all went on an excursion. As everybody's coming in, I'm in the hotel lobby. I'm just telling everybody, listen, we're going to meet at the bar, 6 o'clock. If you guys want to come down, hang out. So it was started to rain. She ran ahead of her friends. And I noticed her, recognized her from the plane and part of the group. And I told her, 6 o'clock at the bar. And, okay, cool. So apparently she thought that was a date or something. She went upstairs. She's
so
like,
funny.
with her friend, she's like, this guy totally wants me. Blah, blah, blah. Comes down and the entire group's there. She's like, oh, all right.
she's makeup and a nice dress, getting all ready.
Yeah.
So we just, and then we started hanging out. We were friends, and that is.
Does she still twitch when you play Van Halen in the house or something?
She curses. She has an altar and she like burns like black roses.
That's a great story.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And
So please don't tell yours, because that's just going to mess
But
up
he wants to hear
Tom's
it.
story.
See my tattoo from Russia?
Wow, look at that. That's
Wow.
cool. Wow.
Well, what's the letters down below? That's
Yeah, what does that mean?
Oh, the Chinese.
I was like, because I was like, how am I going to tell him it's Chinese and not
It says
because my
older
kid takes
sister.
Mandarin, so I know all the.
Well, that's the thing. It says older sister, younger sister. I
Okay.
have two sisters, and it's
Oh, that's
highlighting
cool.
the color of their birthstone.
It says,
wow.
"I'm a big dick."
You forgot I have. You forgot I have. I was actually at a Chinese restaurant one time, and the waiter saw that, and he says,
They verified it?
sisters. And I was like, oh
Good.
my God, thank God.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
right.
know.
Yeah,
Imagine.
because that's like the funny joke.
Oh, of
is that
course.
like
Yeah.
it's amazing the things I'm writing on people.
Yeah, like shrimp and broccoli and
Like it'll be like I can't believe this guy let me stick him with needles for 2 hours.
and then he paid me for it.
Andy Bojano says, is the drummer's name really Joe Sink?
Oh, it's actually, this is not a joke. His last name is Zink with a Z. Joe Zink, which is really, I mean, you can't make this shit up.
can't
If
make it
if
up
I
at
could,
all.
I'd be a
That's
writer.
great.
That's actually how the Z came into the title Social.
Okay.
Because Joe
Yeah.
Zink's last name, and we were at a party at his house, and so on and so forth.
All right.
Joan Asher said that was a great story.
Oh, thanks, man.
Jeff Bosey. Hello, Jeff Bosey.
Hey,
So
Jeff.
now is Tom going to be full musician since the laugh off? Asking for a friend.
Who said that? Bosie?
Jeff, I'll become a comedian if you do.
Well, like we mentioned, Jeff is now turning to acting. Right? He's going to work with us.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I think he's going to be hilarious. And I think it'll be I think he's going to, kind of feel a little freedom now.
He's gonna feel a
gonna
little
wear
pretty.
a dress. He's going to
Yeah.
where he's meant to be. He's just be, he's going to really feel
I
it.
said it the first time I was on the show, man. I love Jeff. He's
the best.
He's just a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He and it's such a big supporter of everybody. I don't know how he has the time to, like, he knows where everybody is and what they're doing, and he seems to show up everywhere. It's really amazing to me, in all seriousness.
Yeah, it's all so helpful.
It's crazy.
His calling might be in management.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
Think about it. I mean, he's so good with the social media presence. He's got such a great personality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying, Jeff, I'm not saying give up on
He's
comedy.
tell you something, Jeff.
I'm just saying in addition
In
to.
addition to.
And he knows everybody. I mean,
yeah, true.
I'm just trying to figure out my own life.
We're just going to let you sweat over there.
We'll sit here and tell Jeff what he's going to do with himself.
I'm just saying he would be good at it. That's all.
We met Sammy Hagar.
We did.
He's a nice guy.
A couple of times, yeah. We met him at the book review that isn't there anymore. I'm so sad about that.
That's terrible.
We saw him. He was doing like a cookbook.
A cookbook?
He wrote a
put out
cookbook.
Oh, wow.
It was, it looked great. It was all everything that he makes and all, because he's actually a really great cook. So we were there, and they kept saying no one is going to get a picture with him, but you could meet him or whatever. And he just.
No, what I did was, so we go up. So they set up the line get the book signed. Got the book signed, and he was there once before when he put out his biography.
The Red Rocker.
Yes,
That's the one I have. Okay.
I love that book. I love that book. So when I went there for that, he was there from, I don't know what he was there, I think, for like 2 hours, right?
Okay.
But once we put everybody in line and they went through for autographs, there was still like 45 minutes left, but they went through everybody, and he sat there for the rest of the 45 minutes. So I kept that in mind for this time, and sure enough, the same exact thing happened. They bring everybody through, they get their autographs. There's at least a half hour left, and now he's just sitting there, and everybody's gone through already. So I went back, and that was the thing too. Last time I noticed too, they don't have anybody like checking anybody in. As long as you have the book, you can get online. So I went back, and at this point, so I walked right up, and I said, "Look, you already saw my book." I said, "But there's nobody here." I said, "Can I get a picture?" And all the book review people were like, no. He goes, "I'll take a picture." I was like, "Yes." So we got the picture with
That's
Sammy.
awesome.
Yeah, such a nice guy. And we talked to him, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes. Nice guy.
And
really
that's
nice
the
guy.
thing. Every interview you see with him, he just seems like a down-to-earth, kind of wholesome dude.
And I know it's kind of silly to say, but that book, man, really inspired me. I mean, this guy went from nothing. I mean, his father was the town drunk. His father was the homeless town drunk. He didn't live with his family. I mean, can you imagine going through your town
So that position was filled.
So he had to do
You
something
figured
else.
Rockstar was number 2 on the list.
It's funny what a big drinker he is. After having a dad like that, you'd think it would be opposite.
Yeah, but he's in control. I mean, the guy, he made...
Is he?
Absolutely. Sure he is.
Yeah.
Not the father. I'm talking about Sammy.
Yeah, he talks
Sure
all
he
the
is.
time about.
Yeah, but he's in control. He made that freaking
As he
that
drinks
drink,
a
the Cabo
whole-
drink. He
It's
sold
good.
it for $90 million.
Yeah.
Sold
No,
it
I know,
for
I'm
90
just saying.
and this is on top of selling millions of records and whatnot. Just
I'm
the
not
drink
saying
itself.
he's not successful. I'm just saying he drinks a lot, so that surprised
That's
me.
fine. But again, he's in control, so it's good. Bosie says, "Have you seen my family? I can't manage life, let alone someone else's." And there's Beansy. Beansy's watching. Hello, Beansy.
Hey, Joe.
So it's 1995. Van Halen's playing Jones Beach.
All right, yeah, I was going to say, are we just going to
Sweet
completely not...
Jesus, I
He
thought we
wanted
were
to
going
know.
to
I
just.
could see it all
he
over his face.
doesn't.
You play with some buttons or something. Or take a nap. You still have a concussion. Take a nap. So,
Which, by the way, I keep hearing about this concussion.
yeah, she was in a car accident.
Oh, that's how it happened.
And that's why she hasn't been here much lately, and that's why she wasn't here the other day when you were here. Because I'm like, no, stay home and rest.
Absolutely.
And even a lot of our family here keep telling her to stay home and rest.
Yeah,
So-
I was in and I'm only telling this just so I could put off Tony's story more.
I was going to say,
So-
I'll get there. Don't worry. I'll get there.
I was at a light with my kid on Jericho Turnpike, and we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden, slam from behind,
Jesus.
yeah. So they bent.
And then
the,
she had a car accident.
Yeah, and then so the car's totaled, and the whole chassis is bent, and
Was it
so.
a younger driver looking at the
No,
phone
it was
or
an
something?
old lady. Well, she actually was a lot. Once I saw her driver's license, she's a lot younger than I thought. she had like this, the cane with the three
Oh, yeah.
things. So she's walking along with that. So I'm thinking 70. She's like 5 years older than I am, or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. And she's like, I have this cane from my last accident. I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, like I have her all in video saying, "I'm so sorry I did this to you. I do this all the time."
I do this all
Yeah, I'm like, fuck.
It's good to have a hobby, though.
Yeah, and it's funny because when we got out of the car, of course, my first in fact Kevin was making this 17-year-old was making fun of me. He's like maybe your neck wouldn't hurt if you weren't doing the mom move that makes, because he's he's a science guy, so he's like the physics move you think works, it doesn't have any help, because I'm like, no. And he's like, if you weren't trying to do that move, maybe you wouldn't be a pretzel right now, But as soon as we got to the side, we both got out of the car and we're like, oh, isn't this amazing? Not a scratch.
Yeah, the car was totaled.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the next day, Kevin was like, I don't want to alarm you, but my neck hurts a little. And he ended up probably for a week, his neck hurt because his neck went forward, and he actually, by his clavicle, hit a pulled muscle too. Damn. And then it wasn't, it was much better, but when he said his neck hurt, I was like, really? Because it was yesterday you were fine. That's weird.
It usually does, though.
Yep, it takes a couple days.
Yeah, but it was a little bit of a learning curve because I didn't know that, because it was the day after that. I was like, what? In fact, it started, all this happened here, right? And where it started to hurt on me was here. Maybe because I was holding, the steering wheel and reaching this way for Kevin. But I'd started having nerve problems here, and then it went all the way up in here, and then we're all up in here, right. and then my head I have this low grade headache all the time, and sometimes it's a lot worse, and then sometimes it's just low grade, but it's always there.
It's always there, though. Yeah.
And that's why, if you notice, usually when I'm doing this, I just sit down. But it's easier for me to look from here than it is to look up, because that hurts a little.
Sure.
So.
Right, because she's so short that she's eye level with it when she stands up.
You don't have to bring it back.
But once, when you're in the moment and the adrenaline's there and everything else, and maybe
Right.
a degree of shock, you're not
Yep.
going to feel it in the next day. And when you're talking about the pain here, I go to acupuncture, and I swear by it.
Really?
My son went to acupuncture for because he was doing so many video games that
sure.
he had pain in his wrist. My other kid, and they said, "Oh, try acupuncture." I was like,
It's amazing.
And so I was like, so then my older sister was like, if you're not going to take him for acupuncture, I'm going to take him for acupuncture. I'm like, all right, let's go. So we went. And he's like, I'm totally fine now.
Yeah, I mean, it's been around for thousands of years.
He went for like 2 months, and he doesn't have any pain there anymore.
I went for a shoulder issue, my neck first of all, but my shoulder, and she was putting needles in my right foot.
For your shoulder?
For this shoulder.
Wow.
Like the furthest extremity on the opposite side. So
that's what he was doing to Sam too. Like it wasn't. There were no needles near his wrists.
Yep. So if you're feeling pain here, it might be triggered by something else.
Yeah.
And you said you swear by it, so you do it regularly?
I do. Yeah.
Still for the shoulder, or just is it?
You know, it's like I have ongoing neck issue, so usually I go for that. When I had the shoulder issue, I went specifically for that. But you can also go for like de-stress.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
asking. Right, so you can go not necessarily for a particular injury. You could go just like a
Absolutely.
massage, just to kind of feel better.
You pay a little extra, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I got a place for that too.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever do you mean, Tony?
Bosie's asking, how long are we here today? Well, Jeff, you want to stop in? We'll be here. Come on in. Let's see. Mickey Delaney's saying hi from Washington. Matt Grice wants to know.
Oh, hey, Matt.
Yeah, he wants to get this shirt. Believe it or not, Matt, I found this. I saw this on Facebook once, and I clicked on the link and ordered it.
Yeah.
Jericho Turnpike on Long Island is notoriously known for being one of the most dangerous roads in the country, says Matt Grice.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's? Oh, yeah, he's in Texas now, and he still remembers that.
Yeah, it was in New Hyde Park.
Yeah, well, this weekend was the first couple of days since the accident that we've seen some improvement.
Yeah, like
So
it's more of a low grade, not like it
But
was
it's
just
still
a few
there, though, huh?
hours. Oh yeah, yeah.
I am
totally.
the biggest pussy when it comes to headaches. That's the worst thing for me.
It's debilitating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't like get away from it.
I
It's
can't
like-
function with a headache.
Yeah,
I
and
completely can't function at all.
yeah.
I am the worst. So that's why I get like I almost feel queasy inside just thinking about 24/7.
But they say that, like, and that's just it too. Like I asked, like the doctor, I was like, well, all right. So if I have a concussion, like how long is this? And he said, well, it could be. He starts off with it could be anywhere from 2 weeks, and then he says a year. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like what?
No, that's true though. Yeah. I've
But
heard
maybe that's someone who fell off a cliff or something. So I'm just hoping it's not. I'm hoping I'm like on the shorter side.
I think they fell off a cliff. They have other things to worry about.
Yeah. Anyway.
It is a litigious world we're living in, so document all this stuff in case you need
yes.
to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
You know, looking at the T-shirt, I got a funny story. I think it's a funny story. I was in Holy Trinity, as I told you, right? And they had a big theater department. They were the first ones in the country, actually, that got to do Les Miserables.
Oh, is that right?
On the high school level.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So the guy who was directing the department was telling me a story one time about how they were doing Our Town, the play, and it takes place, in like the remote USA, right? So the entire cast is in overalls. They got blacked out teeth, and the whole thing. And he had gotten his professional musicians to do the pit that night. So they're all kind of donating their time, but they're on the clock, so to speak.
Sure.
And he's waiting for the first group to come out, and he's now getting a little bit ornery. He's getting pissed off. The kids are goofing off maybe or whatever. So he says, what's going on? And one of the kids pokes a head out and goes, you got to come back here. So he goes back, and kids are throwing up into the garbage can. Everybody's sick, and it's like, what the hell's going on here? Long story short, it was this spray to make them look gray. Some of the people were making all the kids sick, but they didn't know that at the time. So they had, news crews showing up. They actually had a helicopter land because one of the kids got really sick.
Jeez.
So then the news, right, News 12 or whatever it was, it cuts, and it says, Hicksville, Long Island, New York, and everybody's got the blacked out teeth.
That's so great. It's like we've been
capsule
fighting the
did we
name
open?
of this town forever.
You are
And then
not getting rid of
in
that.
5 seconds, we have another 100,000 years to go.
I was once.
I love the name of the town. Weren't they trying to change it at one point? I'm like, you can't change the name of the town.
No, that was back in like the 1800s or something. They tried to change it. Maybe around the turn of the century.
No, recently they were.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I was reading an article about it like not that long ago.
No, We read it in here. We were talking about the history of Hicksville, and we found
It was
out.
that long ago?
Yeah, it was like the late 1800s. Somebody was trying to change it.
Oh, okay.
Ironically, they wanted to call it Penisville.
Right, yeah.
Didn't fly.
Yep. I was in Ohio once, which I think it's in Ohio, where they actually there is a Hicksville in Ohio, too, but whoever I was talking to, I guess, didn't know that, because somebody asked me where I was from. I guess they picked up the New York accent. And I said Hicksville, and the guy actually got mad at me. He thought I was making fun of him in Ohio, and it took me a few minutes to explain to this guy that that's really where I live.
Right.
That's my whole story. That's all I got.
Is the Van Halen story better than that?
Oh, as soon as he said the word story, did you see me start to sweat? I was like, oh no. He said story. No, he's going to remember.
I can't tell if it's a
story.
concussion or if it's the Van Halen song.
So I was sitting here like this. I was like,
It's a trigger word.
It's not. All right, so you're
Quick, Jeff, call in.
You're from the.
I know. Let me put the phone lines on.
You're from this area, so
Anyone want to call in?
You're a music guy. Do you remember in the mid '90s there was a music store? We were talking about CDs and stuff. Purple Haze.
Sure.
A buddy of mine was one of the owners.
Okay.
So I was hanging out there all the time. Very close friend of mine. So I was hanging out there. I was like Norm to Cheers. I was like, that's how much I hung out there. And in the '90s, it was 1995. I don't know if you remember this alternative band, Our Lady Peace.
I do not.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. But they were coming in to the store to make an appearance.
Cool.
So I can draw a cartoon style. That's the extent of my artistic expertise. But I'm good at drawing cartoons. So to promote this, these guys come in and I drew a thing for the store. You know, I drew like these guys cartoon style for their appearance. So when they were there signing autographs, they saw the sign and like, whoa, that's awesome. Who made that? So I walked over and we were taking pictures and stuff, and they said they gave us free passes. They were opening for Van Halen that night at the beach.
Oh, sweet.
At Jones Beach. I'm a Van Halen freak. I love Van Halen. So I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So of course we get there and they're like, immediately, the first thing they say to you backstage, this is for Our Lady Peace only. You are not to walk off. You're not to do this. I mean, I barely made it into their room, their dressing room. I was there for maybe 2 minutes. I shook the band. Said, oh, there's the guy who drew the cartoon. Good to see you guys. Boom, I was gone.
Sure.
So I'm walking around. I see Alex Van Halen first, and he's got a neck brace on.
Yep.
And he was standing by himself. And I don't know if you've ever been backstage at Jones Beach, but who were we talking about this with recently? We were talking about this with somebody.
You mean the last 3 times in the month you told the story? I don't know. I can't keep track of who we told. You said that.
I'm going to shut you off. So they backstage at Jones Beach it's humongous back there, and there's a spread, and there used to be a basketball court back there. I don't know if there still is.
What, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's what it was. It was Denise, and yeah, Denise said she doesn't think the basketball court's there anymore, but yeah, it's huge. There's offices. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So there he is. So
Dun, dun, dun.
with the fedora, no less. So, all right, but hang tight a second. I'm in the middle of a very important story.
I'm trying to stop all our listeners about hearing about Hicksville.
No. This is a Van Halen story.
Oh, then continue.
So yeah, Alex Van Halen's just standing there by himself. I walk right over to him, and he's got the neck brace. I'm asking about the neck brace. He's talking about his neck. Like you said, super nice guy. It was like we knew each other already, right? We're bullshitting. And this girl I know, which coincidentally she was back there dressed like a hooker, and she goes up to him and she's like, well, Alex, if you need anybody to rub your neck for you, you let me know. He gave her this look like he was disgusted, and he took off. Yeah. So now I'm yelling at her, what the fuck, you chase him away? So the show starts, and again, I'm a Van Halen nut, so I've seen them a million times. And at Jones Beach, when you have backstage passes, they have these, on each side of the stage, you go up these stairs, and that's where the seats are for people. It's on each side. So you're just looking down. Sammy Hagar goes into his acoustic number. I've seen this already. You know, I've seen them already on this tour. It's the bathroom break time. I go down the stairs. There's Eddie, right at the bottom of the stairs. Another older fella sitting on a bench. And I'm telling you, I'm looking around. There's nobody else. Like, holy shit. I'm 25, so I'm an idiot. Well, I'm still an idiot. I was a younger idiot.
Younger version.
I didn't know what to do. I was completely starstruck. I pull a picture of one of his guitars out of I don't even know why I had this, but I had a picture of one of his guitars in my pocket. I pull it out. Can you sign this? He's waiting to go back on stage. Right. He looks at me like totally in shock that he's like, where did this guy come from?
How did this guy get here? Yeah.
He goes, you gotta get the fuck out of here. I swear to God, it was like a cartoon. I'm talking to nobody, but I say out loud, Eddie Van Halen just cursed at me. With that, now everywhere you look, there's security coming from all directions. I put my hands up. No problem, fellas, no problem. I thought for sure I was getting the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
But they let me go. I went and peed. I went right back up.
Really?
I swear to God. But then when the show was over, they came back for their encore. They start jamming on Mississippi Queen.
Oh, I love that song. Mountain.
Well, that's
Leslie
the thing.
West.
That's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. Leslie West comes out.
No way.
He was the old man sitting on the bench.
Oh, really?
I didn't recognize him. I'm like,
Okay.
son of a bitch. Me and these two guitar legends. Nobody else around. And that's it. That's my Van Halen story that Sallie loves so much.
That's okay. That's a good story, though.
That is a good story.
You know, I heard it before, though, because Eddie Van Halen told it from his perspective.
On the plane?
Yeah.
I thought Sharon was good with the band. The album was kind of shitty, but the concert was fantastic. That tour was great. Should have made a second album.
Threw me off when he started doing the pirouettes on stage.
Yep,
I'm like,
with the ballet slippers. Yeah,
maybe now I understand why he let me sit next to him for 2 hours.
He knew his days were numbered.
But yeah, that it's so cool to hear stories about these mega stars who have a human side to them.
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
Agreed. I love all of those stories about athletes signing signing stuff. And Jeff is getting antsy.
Well, yeah. Well, speaking of celebrities who are down to earth and human, Jeff Bosey's here.
Almost like the whole thing where you're saying like down to earth people, and I could agree with you 100%, Tom. Thank you.
Wait a second. Did you pay for that?
For the
that haircut?
No.
Good, all right.
I found I found a blind leper, and I tipped him though. I did tip him. The reason why I was compelled to come in today was because believe it or not, me and Tom, we share a kindred spirit in this building here.
In this building?
In this building, because none of us can win any contest at Governor's. So that's why we share something mutually.
It's a deep bond.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's always deep when Jeff's involved.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure about
That's
that?
funny. I'm glad you said that because I didn't even put that together. And I'm sure one of these other guys would have said that to me
I wanted to beat everyone to the chase. I didn't want. Yeah, no.
You know that Raider was coming in with that eventually. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's great.
So. But was it a lot of fun, Tom? I don't know. I didn't stop by. I was too busy drinking and feeling bad for everyone that could have possibly won.
It was fun. Sure, it was good experience.
Did you get a lot of rapport from the people that were in the viewing booth room?
I was amazed that they actually sold that room.
Yeah.
I knew a couple people in there. Listen, they did a great job maximizing the potential of the contest. Let's just put it that way.
Every vote counted. Sorry. But no, listen, out of 20 people, it could have been worse, I'm surprised. You had that young kid, Tom McGuire.
Tom
McGuire
won.
Who
As of now, he won. There's still a couple people waiting to go on.
I was wondering. That's why I waited till today to see when it was going to wrap up.
Yeah.
But geez, like I said, I went into a drunken stupor. People kept on feeding me drinks at night.
Where were you?
Somewhere else, not around here. But nevertheless, how long were you here for?
I'm having trouble remembering how long we were.
I don't remember. I know that.
Did time stand still?
As soon as we found out who
won,
won, then we started our wrap up.
But we didn't because I was in the club. Remember, Nicole, you came in there asking me to take the pictures,
and then you came back.
I came back in. We still talked for a few minutes to end the show.
A little bit.
So you're here till about what, 1?
No, I don't think it was.
In all seriousness, I think it was around 11:30.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
So it wasn't terrible.
Okay. I thought you would have been out of here by like 10 or something.
Well, I think that was my original thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we got here earlier, I thought it was going to be an earlier night, but
yeah. Well,
Don left.
Don left at 10.
Yeah.
Wise man.
Yeah.
I know. As he walked away, I was like, "Take me with you."
Hey, but listen, you know what? Look at it. But think about it. Tom made it to the finals, though.
Absolutely, that's
I didn't even
fantastic.
make it to the finals. I didn't even get to the semifinals, the pre-finals. I was lucky that I got to walk in the door. when I did my contest in here. So and
You've never done the laugh off?
No.
No, I don't know.
No. Listen, it was bad enough that I struggled with Pasusu. I mean, I got a blind message from Benny. Hey, oh, no, excuse me. Let me do it this way. Want to do the Pasusu?
Is that your Benny impression?
That's my best Benny impression. You want to do Pasusu? But back then it wasn't Pasusu. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And, for Don and and I did it, and I came in 35th place. It was good,
Yeah, but you have a chance to redeem yourself.
Is it really a redemption?
Absolutely.
Or is it just more follies for everyone to view and point at, and then have Tom over here go see, you even suck again.
Oh, absolutely. If you lose, we'll of course make fun of you. That's what we do.
Good.
But no, I think it's a chance to redeem yourself.
In fairness, we're making fun of you either way.
Exactly. Yeah, no matter what, even right now. But I'm going against Rada, so I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
What does that mean?
So I'm going to lose.
What makes you so? Why are you so confident in
In
losing?
losing? Well, at least I know there's a definite. Think about it. There's a definite. When you sit there, you can say I'm going to lose. At least you could definitely bet on that.
And I think only one person bet on you for the race. And look how much you kicked ass. I mean, you kicked ass in that race. Don was the only one that was even remotely close to you. We had a foot race in the field back here, the high school field back here.
Okay.
100 yards. He kicked ass. He completely kicked ass and came in first.
Wow.
Well, the reason behind that was I wasn't going to go ahead and lose against, a handicap, an overweight person.
And girls.
And I lost, but I did lose. Was there? Oh yeah, and a girl. Yeah, I wasn't. I was going to go ahead. I was going to make sure the odds were in my favor. Even someone who was a grandfather, I was like, "There's no way." I was like, "I'm in my 40s. I weigh about 100 pounds less than one guy. I'm about 15 years younger than this one." And I was like, "And there's a guy that needs an extra leg." I was like, "If I lose against this, I might as well just move to another country where they don't know me, where I could start a band and, play a bass guitar, and I'll start it called, Fauchel."
Fauchel, there you go.
It's like Fauchel, but
Pagano says, don't do impressions. Just stick to not doing stand-up.
Remember when I had to do an impression of Benny, because you wanted me to do that skit, so I had to learn how to do it. It's like, yeah, the only how did I do it? I remember I had to keep saying I love wolves. He has this little at the end, so everything you say is like remember I had to keep saying I love wolves.
Yeah. Carol Roby Minor says, "Congrats, Tom."
Hey,
do you know Carol?
No,
she's a Hicksville girl.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate that.
Joan is asking who the judges were in the contest.
Do you know?
Yeah, do we know who they were?
I don't know that there were judges. I just think...
Oh, you know what? I think it was just... Well, Truson was here, so John Truson. But I think Ziegler was the other host, the other judge.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I guess,
they
but
were
he
sitting
was also
together
doing his own stand-up, so...
Yeah,
he closed out the night.
And he was fantastic. I made it out there to see his act.
Yeah, I bet.
John is just...
He's
he's solid,
really
man. He's great. And he's looking good. Started his chemo, but he's looking all right. So
I can't believe he's
see him.
here. I mean,
Yeah, just nice to see him up and about.
He seemed in good spirits, too.
Yeah. So John Ziegler and John Truson were the hosts. Who asked that? Joan? Yeah, Joan.
Judges. So
What
they
did
were
I say?
judging. You said host.
Oh, sorry. I don't know
You
why I
would
keep
think
doing
if you were a contestant, you would think they would say, by the way, these are the 4 people that are judging. It shouldn't be this.
Yeah, I know. They keep it kind of on the down low for
why
some
is it
reason.
secret?
Do you have any idea why that is?
So you can't go ahead and do the payoff.
Mm.
Not that it mattered. I don't know why they keep it on the down low. I mean, I seem to think it's always known that it's always Truson and Ziegler that are the judges, and then you have your mystery judge.
Yeah, there have been other people involved, like Laurie Palmentieri.
Yeah.
Had done it a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, but you definitely know who the 2 are, and
But Nicolia was doing some of the rounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he's busy emceeing everything.
Right. So he wasn't judging on
Right.
Friday, but I believe some of the other rounds he was. I
Right.
think. You should do it.
What? Join the laugh off or judge?
Judge.
Have you seen my stand-up?
Yes.
Who am I to judge? It's like Listen, do you know
All
the
right,
kind?
so we are addressing the elephant in the room, man.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I don't need to be yelled at by Carla Keegan and everyone else and Rich Walker. Like, why are you judging? You don't know anything.
It's all going to come full circle now because...
Great, now you're talking about my weight. Jesus Christ.
When you make your Knockem Day comedy debut next month...
Yes.
All the comic timing, everything you've ever learned, everything you've ever experienced, that's where you're going to come in and you're going to wow everybody and you're going to be phenomenal. I can't wait to see this.
I really can't wait till you let everybody know what the character is after the show to the reason why you're saying this now. And go like, you have no idea the effect this is going to have on you and everybody involved with you.
Oh, the cast has been warned. Don't worry.
Oh, okay,
it's
good.
a great character. You're gonna fucking love doing it. It's so much fun. Like, cause the actors that I've seen do it in the past, they just have so much fun with it, and it steals the show a lot. You'll have a great time doing it.
I think I could just give everyone out there a thing of like a clue. I think it all started because they saw my legs.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Tom, have you ever seen my legs?
He has albino legs.
No.
So that's
Well, I still have sight.
Wait. So that means that's an invitation to where does the sock end?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Poor Tom. He
Yeah.
comes in here and
Okay.
Yeah, better.
and he gets he hears Andy just talking about getting cum in the face.
Yeah.
And now he's here today and he's looking at Jeff's legs.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen,
Poor Tom, he's never coming back.
This is where we appreciate Tom and all he has brought to the table.
Absolutely.
So, we love Tom. Tom is an amazing person.
Yeah, he's a good man.
I love all his jokes.
And here comes the punchline.
No, we love it all.
No, it's Jeff. There's no punchline.
Exactly. See, don't you like the softballs I throw you? And then you could be good at comedy too.
I appreciate it, man. You know that.
But happy Labor Day, everybody.
Happy Labor Day. What so you're actually off today?
Well, why do you think I'm in here on a Monday at whatever 12:09?
You could have been working down the block for all I know. I don't know.
Yes, wearing a Captain America T-shirt.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And wearing these, sneakers. Yeah. No, I was.
Plus,
I was
you work a lot. You're one of those people that works all the time. So.
Yeah, but I one day I'll get into managing, and I'll like my family and
yeah, you could be
another
spending a
person's
lot
life.
of time in here.
You can manage your weight. Start there.
Once again, like it's how you said, it comes full circle. There you go. There's that full circle comment. And, I never thought I was fat, Tom. You never said anything before, but it's okay. No problem.
That's only because
I'm
you
just
never
going to
thought.
go. Now I'm
I
going to.
never thought. I was too busy looking at his legs. I didn't realize.
It's not a problem. I mean, like, bulimia could be a thing for me, too. It's okay.
You mentioned the softball. Plagano says yes, that you do have softballs.
Thank you, Plajanos. Can you stop touching them on the weekends?
The weekends.
The weekends.
The weekends. He says the weekends instead of the weekends.
The weekend.
Weekend.
But other than that, I mean, like, I had a lot of nothing to do this weekend. And
really, a 3-day weekend? You didn't go out with the family?
I
You
was
didn't go
happy to
away?
accomplish shit.
Are you barbecuing today with the family or doing anything special?
I would love to barbecue with the family, but for some reason, my barbecue is now tainted. And we don't talk about it.
You barbecue your taint? What did he just say?
Hey, well, listen, it gets the hairs off.
I hear White Post Farms is rocking.
I don't think that's a place to show my taint. But it is great for the goats when they lick that. Anyways, but no, we're not barbecuing.
What's the matter with your barbecue?
I don't know.
What is it?
They don't like now. For some reason, the family doesn't like my barbecue. So now I got.
There's nothing wrong with the barbecue itself. It's the barbecuer.
No, it's not the barbecuer. It's the barbecue.
Oh.
So now I'm going to have to go ahead, and I'm going to have to say that I'm going to take $700. I'm going to put it out at the curb and let the garbage men take it. I was like, because I'm not going to barbecue anything again. I was like, you don't like the barbecue, you don't like me. I don't care what it is, but at least this is one less thing I have to do as a father figure. It's going out to the curb. And I was like, go ahead and enjoy what's ever left of the pool today, because after today I'm going to wrap it up and call it quits, and I'm not going to clean and vacuum that nasty-ass thing anymore.
Permanently or just for the season?
It's all depending on them.
Oh.
Yeah. So
This is the point when like I'm getting that
Happy Labor Day.
Feeling in my stomach like when you're sitting in the back of the car and your parents are driving. This is the tone where they start whacking you. So I'm like Jeff's talking, I'm starting to be like
Did anybody frisk him before he
I'm
came
gonna
in?
get my legs smacked.
Tim Saliani says, I heard Bosey wants to roast battle Tom.
Are we really doing this, Tim? Are we really doing this? Let's not say we did. Thank you. You know, I mean, like, what do you think this is? Like, you know, an open mic event? Stop that. Stop that.
Well, it's up, Tim.
And the Keegan show has been rescheduled, right?
Yes.
To when?
October. October something with an E, with either an ND or a TH.
I'm
One
going
of
with the 22nd. I don't know if I'm correct.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's
It's either an
what it is.
ND
That's a
or a
Wednesday night.
TH.
That's a Wednesday?
Yeah.
Then I must be wrong.
Is it?
I only know because that's the video.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, then that's definitely not it. But it was definitely
Although
in the
that's
20s.
September. If it's October,
We're saying October.
Oh, you're thinking
October, I'm
September.
all off.
You're-
Oh,
you're-
I
I'm
think I'm
thinking
right
September.
Good. That's a Friday. Thank God you're on it, Tom.
then. So I was right. I think that's when it is. Tim, can you confirm?
See, he gets all excited about when his band is playing, you know, and he's like, "Yeah, it's a Wednesday, and that's when we rock out with our socks out."
So that's the extent of your Labor Day, huh?
That's the extent.
What
of it
about you
coming
there,
in.
sir? What are you doing today? Anything good?
I'm gonna go home, spend time with the family.
Nice.
Yeah, get stuff done around the house. I think.
Barbecue and have a nice
Well,
day.
I heard there's a free barbecue.
They're
I'll
gonna go
pick that up on the way home.
Pick that up on the way home.
There you go. I bet somewhere's off of Stewart Avenue in Bethpage.
What about you guys? What are you doing?
What are we? We might. Well, we're going to see some friends
We
later.
were, yeah, we're definitely seeing friends later. But in the middle of the day, we were going to try to see a movie. But I don't know if it's working out.
What's that new Marvel? Yeah, well, you got Captain America. What's that new Marvel movie called?
What, Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
What was it?
Shang-Chi?
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Anyone see it?
Not me.
I have to see it anyway, but-
No, I'm an adult. I'll wait
I
and
got
be
it
cheap.
tattooed on
Wait
my,
till it comes out.
Yeah. It says older sister, younger sister.
Is that what it really says? Did you pay that food delivery person to tell you that?
It did.
It was a waiter
It was
in a Chinese
Bosey
restaurant.
fan.
It's like, if he tipped me good, you tell him what you want. But no, that's nice that he has an older sister and a younger sister. He has family members that care about him. Maybe one day I'll adopt people that care about me. Tom, are you available next weekend?
For what, adoption?
Yeah.
I'll check my schedule.
Okay.
Well, you're sitting on the couch. You're really feeling the therapy.
Yes, it's
side of you.
coming in because Dad loved me, Mom kicked me, all these things that happened as a child. But I don't care. I'm just happy to see everyone here, and
We're
all the
happy you're here, pal.
All the wonderful people and that keep writing on Govs Radio, the Joan Coopy Ashers, the Tim Go Fuck Yourselves, and the Andrew Plajanoses.
Ken Freeberg is watching. He says happy Labor
Hey,
Day.
Ken.
Jeff, you did realize the bar is closed today, right?
Well then, thank you for having me, guys. I was actually coming here for the bar, but I gotta go. I'll see you guys later.
Plajano says Evan Weiss saw it and told me it was good.
Evan Weiss saw what?
I don't know. That's why I read it. I was hoping somebody.
Was it my sex vid?
It's your legs, I guess.
Is it my legs?
I don't know.
Could it be my legs? I'm happy that the tables are gone.
The what?
That was about it. The tables in the hallway, yeah, yeah.
Was that the last time you were here? The
Yeah, it was
tables
the
were in the
last time,
hallway.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that?
No.
They were. I don't know if they were redoing, if they were shampooing the rugs or what they were doing. in
Oh
the
yeah,
club,
they were
but-
putting a new carpet down.
Oh, is that what it was? They put
I
new
think
carpet
so.
down?
I
Jeez, I
think
didn't even
so.
notice that the other day.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
all the tables were in the hallway here.
Oh wow.
Tom,
All the tables.
Tom,
So,
before you,
like stacked like 3 high.
Oh wow.
Tom, before you leave, wash your hands in the sink down the hall.
I'll explain.
Should you explain? Really?
Yeah.
It's all a
Well,
matter.
I have to explain now that you said
it's
it.
All
No,
a,
you
it's,
don't.
it's all a matter of like like cleanliness and like
Mick Thomas, do you know who that is by any chance?
Mick Thomas.
Mick
No.
He's a comedian. He's from Ireland. He has the thick Irish accent.
For fuck's sake,
He has a show in here called Almost Irish.
almost
the show-
making it into the hole.
Last Thursday, and he confessed to his co-hosts that for about 2 years now, when he pees, he has to do it in a sink. For about 2 years now. And sure enough, sure as shit, as soon as the show was over, he swore that was true, and then headed on down to the bathroom. So, I think the first phone call I got after that show that night was from you,
Yeah. It's like
saying he'll never use that bathroom again.
I'll never wash my hands at at the green room ever again.
But
That's it. I'm done.
For fuck's sake.
Yes.
But this works out nice for us.
Why?
Because you and I both have a key to the little room.
Yes.
So I think we should start charging $5 a person. We'll let them in the room. They can go in the bathroom.
I'll pay
in there.
$5. I'll pay the $5. I will
Yeah.
pay the $5.
Plus, the little
where he
room
drops heat, though.
bathroom,
That's in that sink.
the bathroom in the little room is the best bathroom ever. Have you ever?
I have.
Yeah, it's like you. It's just surprising compared to other things. You walk in, you're like, wow.
Oh, Plajanos was talking about Shang-Chi. He said Evan Weiss saw Shang-Chi and loved it.
Okay,
And Tim Saliani said it was much better than he expected it to be. My son saw it, and he said it's one of the best Marvel movies yet.
All
So,
right.
yeah, so we might go-
So I wanted
we
to
might
see
go
it
see
like
that
maybe
this
at like
afternoon.
2 o'clock or something. Grab like a
Senior
grab a
citizen
penis
viewing.
and watch it.
What's that?
Going to the senior citizen viewing. 2 o'clock.
Wait, is 2 o'clock? Does that still count for senior
But that's on.
citizen?
That's
Is that just
Tuesdays. Isn't it just
Is-
Tuesdays?
I know Belmore does Tuesday prices, $5 on Tuesday or something.
Yeah,
But
during the quarantine, that was one thing that I really did miss. I said, when things open back up, I'm going to go to a movie.
you haven't yet?
I have. I went to see the Hitman's Bodyguard, right? That Selma Hayek.
That's a good reason to go to a movie.
Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson. It was the sequel. It was just nice being out.
My first movie back, wasn't it the Better Call Saul guy movie?
Oh, Nobody. The movie Nobody.
Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
That was good.
Really good. And it was weird. Like you're sitting there and you're, just being back in the theater.
Once again, I hope they all close. I haven't been back to a movie theater. I can give a rat's ass. I'm not going to spend $18 million on a popcorn and a soda. Sit back on sticky seats and stick onto the floor and then lean back and watch a big screen and enjoy myself for an hour and a half while other people are watching me do my deed. It's not happening. I can just do this in the privacy of my own home, and I charge less.
Who pissed in your Cheerios, dude?
Let's all just sit back and let him get out whatever he needs to get out.
I know.
Just go ahead, man.
I'm just trying to figure out whose water got left here the other day. That's been bothering me. I'm putting my coffee next to it like they're going to start a relationship.
Well, they're not touching.
I already
it. Like,
picked
you're
up
not-
a couple of things.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The plastic might talk to the paper and say hello, and then might want to bond and make paper.
I think
don't
it's who put acid in his Cheerios. That's what I'm thinking.
These things happen. So.
Plajano says the solution is that we all pee in the sink now. At least that's what he's been doing.
Jesus Christ, really, Andy? I am not going anywhere again. I'm just gonna be sanitizing in my own car, and that's about it. Like if I shake hands after I get going to the bathroom, hey, it's all on you.
Literally.
Yeah, all on you. It's weird when I go ahead and I touch and caress your face too at the same time. It's like so pretty.
Ken Freeberg, were you at the Big Shot show at Lido Beach? No, Ken, we didn't make it to that. We did not make it to that. We wanted to, but I forget why we didn't. But yeah, Big Shot played at Lido Beach this weekend.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Mike in a while. You familiar with Big Shot?
I am.
Yeah, Mike's a friend of ours, and
excellent.
Love the band. But speaking of music, that was one thing I brought with me today. One of my topics. Kanye, which I know you're a big expert on.
Absolutely.
Kanye. Yeah. He just put out a new album.
Again.
Kanye joins Jay-Z, and you're a music guy, so you'll maybe appreciate this. Kanye joins Jay-Z, Eminem, Barbra Streisand, Elvis Presley, Bruce Springsteen and the Beatles as the only artists to reach 10 number one albums on the Billboard charts.
Oh, I thought they were starting a single or something.
They're all coming together.
And I was like, how the hell did he get Barbra Streisand? I mean, that's amazing. But then when you start saying Beatles,
Beatles and Elvis.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is far stretching and digging up old lyrics.
They're all going to sing.
It really
Who's
does
the group
show
again?
how music has changed, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you that. What?
Who's the group again?
So Kanye has a new album out.
Yeah.
So he joins Jay-Z, Eminem, Barbra Streisand, Bruce Springsteen, Elvis Presley, and the Beatles as the only artists to reach 10 number one albums on the Billboard charts.
Yeah, it's amazing that there's
that many idiots to make him number one.
No, yeah, that.
I'm thinking
I would think the group would be larger.
Yeah, I would think like Neil Diamond or somebody would be on there too.
James Taylor,
James
things
Taylor,
like that,
sure.
But to
Cyndi Lauper.
The first three with Jay-Z, right? Kanye, Eminem, neither of them play instruments, and we're talking about top 10 music albums. It really has.
I raised my hand.
You know.
Raise my hand.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
Yes, Jeff.
Young strapping gentleman in front row.
Yes. Besides the skin flute, what instrument did Barbara play?
Good.
Bum, bum, ba, bum,
Well,
meow.
yeah. As far as her playing an instrument, no, but the voice,
Oh, okay.
the voice
Is
is a
her
vocalist, and the people who are playing behind her are playing instruments.
Well,
you know, that was, I guess, my point.
Do you guys, in all seriousness, do you know anything about her?
Streisand?
Yeah.
She's Jewish.
Sure.
I mean, maybe does she? Because like Stevie Nicks, for example, she stands in front. She doesn't play live, but she does play guitar and piano.
Right.
Is that the same with Streisand? Maybe.
Well, it's funny. She for a long time wouldn't tour because of stage fright and things of that nature. She actually opened up the Barclays Center when she when that opened up, and she came back, and that was her big coming.
The question was, does she play an instrument?
Yeah, I know. As far as I know, she doesn't play it on any of her albums. If she does play, she doesn't do it in concert. She doesn't do it on the albums.
Not at a level to
I was trying to save you from Jeff's point. But.
I have very few. I have very few of those, and when they chime in, it's a small win for me, and I get to go home. And
you would think like Barry Manilow would have 10 albums.
Yeah, you know what?
There's so many people, not even ones that I like or dislike, but like Madonna doesn't have 10 albums. You know,
even
that
modern
came to
day.
number one. Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
Yeah, Billy Joel. Yeah.
Maybe greatest hits things don't count.
Oh, that's true. And Plagano, I'm sure. I don't think those count. Even Plagano says, Elvis didn't write his own songs.
Right. Yeah.
Barry Manilow didn't write a lot of them either.
He wrote a lot, though.
Even the song that says "I write the songs," he didn't write.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just curious on how Kanye got anywheres in life. I mean, really, the man should have I don't know.
Well, Joan Asher just wrote that. Kanye and his psychotic rants. Hard to believe. Jeez. Ken Freeberg says the Del Giudice was amazing. He had a full horn section. Very nice. Thanks for the Barbra Streisand human interest stories, says Pacino's. Mickey Delaney on Facebook. Hello, Mickey. He says Jeff is funny as hell.
Jeff who?
Thank you. When you find him, let me know.
Both almost smiled for a second.
Hold on.
But it wasn't that much. Just a little.
Oh, okay. That was a sneeze
on your
coming on.
left side of.
I was wondering. I didn't shave. I didn't get this side of the nostril. So it's tickling, and But yeah, no. This is great. I'm glad to know about Kanye and Barbra Streisand. I wonder if they have babies. If they do, would they be musical also?
They did. It's Dr. Phil.
It's just conversation starters that I have on my list here, Jeff. It's just.
I'd rather have. Is it Tuesday yet? I Trivia Tuesday.
You like trivia? I already did the trivia for today. Oh, and I have a Beatle trivia question that I think will stump Tony. I've been kind of excited about it for 3 days now.
All right, I'm going to bet you $1 that.
And I told him, I said, I'm just excited about it because even if there's 1% chance he may not get this, I'm going to be really excited.
That was the first time I've ever seen you shake a hand like that, like you're a queen or something. What was that? Usually,
take it like this.
I'm betting you $1 that I get it.
Oh, you got to tell me what the question is before.
Sure.
Before I leave here.
Yeah.
I don't. And tell
I'm
me.
I'm not even 40% sure that you're.
Tell him you have never stumped me on a Beatle question.
He's so. I was telling my sister about this the other day. She was cracking up because I was like, "This is how annoying Tony is." I'll have a question that I think I'll stump him on. He'll get it. He'll say, well, it's a 2-part answer. 1, here's the answer you're going to say, and here's part 2, the real answer, because most people don't know this. And he'll be right. I'll go back and research, and I'm like...
I had that angel and devil on my shoulder right now. When you were saying... It's a Beatle question that's going to stump. I was going to say, is this a Linda McCartney one? But
here's another.
And only because I heard you joke back
Isn't it the other
before.
wife that had the stump?
That's
Isn't it the other wife that had the stump?
Oh yeah, it was Heather. Linda was the one that lasted all these. That didn't die. Andy Plagano says Manilow had no interest in Mandy either. But that's another story that I tell a lot.
Just
too.
the man part. The man.
In April of 2002, I saw McCartney at the Coliseum, and his wife Heather, the wife he had at the time, walked by, and she's a good-looking woman. So me and my buddies, were kind of watching her as she walked. She's probably about maybe 50, probably more like 100 feet away. We're still watching, and sure enough, the fake leg got caught on a cable that was going across, and she fell. She landed on her knees. She got right back up. She was fine. But me being me, I was with my buddies. I'm in the middle. I'm like, Sure enough, 6 months later, I get sick, and then I eventually lost my leg.
Unbelievable.
So it's Heather McCartney.
He got whammied.
Yep.
Oh,
She got
all the
me.
joking I've been doing, I'm fucked when I leave here.
I know. You're like, if you think about it, all the things, you think it's funny.
Right, Plagano said Tony's always stumped. There you go. But I think you're safe, though. I think you're safe with everything you're saying today because somebody else here is, taking up the slack for you.
Listen, I feel a little tingle in my toes, and I was wondering if that was something, that could be leading towards.
That's just your
amputation.
diabetes.
Well, I hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Do you remember all those funny jokes Patrice O'Neill would tell?
Oh, yeah, man.
About his diabetes and stuff. He's like, there are times I see a piece of cake and I go, do I really need that toe? Holy shit, he was great.
I think he gets quoted in here quite often, by comedians.
Because he was so different.
No, he was loved and admired by so many. So, one day I'll do that to someone. Not, or maybe someone will do that to me, like the person that was on Facebook or YouTube. Or thank you, saying that.
He's
was
on
very
Facebook.
Fun. Facebook, yes.
Yep.
That place.
Plagano says Manilow is all about the man D.
Nice one, Andy.
So let me ask you. So you've been a music guy, and you have your bands, and I guess that you draw inspiration from. But now the comedy thing, that wasn't. You were kind of. I don't want to say pushed, but encouraged by a lot of people to get into it because they said you were funny. So did you start going back and looking at a lot of comedians and getting to study, or were you already a big fan of stand-up?
Always a big fan.
Oh, yeah?
Always. Even when I'm at home, I'll tell Siri to play, different comedians and just listen to the bits. And I had said the other day when I was in here, I would stay up watching Letterman religiously to see which comics he had on and stuff. I remember when I was 12 and we were moving out of one house and moving into our new house, and one of the moving guys said to me, "I'll give you $5 for this," and he held up the Eddie Murphy cassette that I had.
Delirious.
Delirious. And I said, nah, man, I can't
Yeah.
let go of that. Like, I would always play those as a kid, and I just, like Dangerfield said, it's in my blood. I wish it was into my act, But it's just something and when I saw Tommy, and Tommy said, this is how I got into it, I had a running list of things that I thought were funny. So I actually went into them, and I started to shape an act and carve it out. And, as you know, it's always evolving. But it's I just love stand-up.
Who are some of your favorite stand-ups?
Let's see here. There's so many.
Tom Egan.
That would have been one.
Would have been
but
one.
But then he went down the list as soon as he started talking about like he wanted to be black like Eddie Murphy. Sorry, that was racist, wasn't it? So sorry. I guess Bobby Collins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's coming back here, I saw. He was just here, but he's coming back October, November, something like that.
Something like November. I'm not stalking. But for me, like mine would have been anything that was in black and white, like the Marx Brothers, Abbott Costello, Laurel and Hardy.
To this day, Marx Brothers, I think just some of the smartest comedy bits to this day.
That explains your comedy. You get inspiration from silent films.
Well, and it's weird because I get the silent laughter in the crowd. So it goes hand in hand and full circle like my weight. So we'll make this go throughout the rest of the segment of the Knockem Dead radio show about my weight and full circles and my comedy being sucky. Thank you, Tom. So glad I came in today. I'm going to go ahead and put myself out with the barbecue later on, and then hopefully the garbage man will take me. Bulimia, suicide, one of those two, diabetes. But yeah, I liked all of them because it was smart comedy. And, they didn't have to use curse words.
Yep.
So to get the laugh.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Exactly. So, but, Tom just, he lets all the stops, just go to the wayside, and he just lets them have it, and he doesn't give a fuck what people think about it's going to come out of his mouth, right, Tom?
That's right. And now I can almost hear Andy typing something about coming out of my mouth, coming in my mouth. Here it comes.
The man D coming in and out, and but yeah, those were some of my faves. Tone, how about you? Who are your idols?
Well, I do love that old stuff. I'm a huge Little Rascals guy. I met Spanky once. I swear to God, I was like a little kid meeting Santa Claus.
Wow.
I was 21 years old meeting. I was like, I could barely even speak to the man. I just couldn't believe I was meeting him. Billy Crystal is actually one of my all-time favorite stand-ups.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to say now because of everything that's gone on. But Cosby, I freaking loved
he was
Cosby,
brilliant.
man. His Noah bit and that movie himself. Oh my God, that movie is just unbelievable.
Classic.
Yeah, but I feel weird saying that now, and it's like. But I have a weird. I do have trouble watching it now too. I think we watched it recently, and I had a hard time.
Man,
it'll be a lot easier once he passes away. So.
Well, in all seriousness, not to be a dick, but I think that's kind of what happened with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
People had trouble listening to him.
Yeah.
I remember being at a party once at a catering hall, and seeing the dance floor completely 100% clear out when they put Billie Jean on.
Wow.
But now that he's dead, it does seem like you hear him. At least I think you hear him more on the radio. He's
Like you hear
played more.
millennials like playing Don Rickles. It's weird,
He was one of my favorites.
He
was one of my favorites. Would love to do
Bob
that stuff.
Newhart.
Bob Newhart, smart, great guy.
Unbelievable
Yes.
with his timing and
Yep.
just, oh man, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I've been thinking about him a little bit with Ed Asner passing with Elf. Like the cast for Elf.
Yeah.
You can't even believe it. The people that they got to do Elf with Bob Newhart with him sitting on his lap.
Yeah.
Like it's the greatest thing. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic.
I love all those crossovers when they're doing, sitcoms, and you had the special guests. I love that. Bob Newhart was on, not Third Rock, the one with all the scientists.
Oh, the
with Sheldon and all them.
Big Bang.
Big Bang Theory. When Bob Newhart was on there, he was hysterical.
Was it? Yeah.
We never watched that.
I think I've seen maybe one episode.
Intermittently, I'll tune into that.
Yeah.
People say it's a great show, but it has a laugh track, and I just can't watch it. Like laugh tracks annoy me, and so I tried to watch it for a few times, and then I was like,
Lejano said it's going to be very sad to see the garbage men leave Jeff at the curb.
It's sad and fair and true all at the same time. So, but these are good times here. I'm so glad I came in today. I saw Tom Egan and I was like, I got to come in and say hi because I saw him before. He was gonna do the laugh off and he was in here and he was gonna win and he was gonna kick the ass of whoever the senior citizen guy was and then he was gonna kick the ass of whoever the other kid was and Bergen and whoever else and then here he is.
Here he is.
Well, why didn't you show up the other night? You were supposed to be here anyway.
he was drunk.
I had to drink my sorrows away, considering that I wasn't performing. So we find another place far away from the venue, and then it's like one of those hurt animals. You let them go in a corner and die peacefully, and then they start playing in Arms of an Angel, something that Barbra Streisand would have sang, and then she doesn't play an instrument, but fuck that.
You were at Miller's across the street, weren't you?
No, that's way too close. No. I was further out east, and then there was a girl named Cinnamon. Yeah.
It was a dude.
Hey, well, listen.
He was at Cherry Grove.
I would like to
Cinny man.
I would like to think that he was a girl. Very soft hands, and sultry lips, but hairy legs. It was weird. And then I paid, and it was a good time. So yeah, that's why I wasn't around here. I was experiencing other things, like not losing in governors. But that's okay. Hi, how's everyone doing?
Wow.
Hey, listen, I've already done my losing in here, Tom. It's everyone's got to share the wealth,
I think Tom was over it in 5 minutes after the show.
Just 5 minutes after he was off the stage.
That's what I mean. I think Tom was like, all right, let's move on. And everyone's like, how are you doing, Tom? Are you okay?
Should I feel worse about this?
I know.
You never know that you could be traumatized after you're done a Pazuzu show, okay?
You have your chance to redeem yourself, and that show has been on hold for a year and a half at this point.
No,
So you should have been
counting. I mean,
you should have been working on some good material for that show. It's like you really get them.
Wait a minute. What do you think I've been doing? You should have been. What do you think I've been doing?
All right, then.
I mean, I don't want to let it all out here in front of
All right.
the millions watching. I mean, that'd be like, like letting out the secret recipe to Aunt Jemima's pancakes, powder and whatever it is, and she's not even on the box anymore because she's black. But anyways,
who cares? I say who cares about that?
Yeah.
As long as the food is still out there.
Yeah.
Doesn't
matter what's on the box.
Right.
Well,
I mean, it does matter a little bit what's on the box.
That classic joke, look, they even took the Indian away from the land again. From
the Land of Lakes, yeah. I mean, honestly, though, do the social warriors feel as though they have a victory now that they took an iconic African-American face out of the public view?
And it was years ago that they took the bandana off of her. She had hair.
Right.
I'm going to say 20 years at least. Yeah. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, I was just happy that
that's unsanitary.
But the Aunt Jemima frozen French toast that never came back on the market, which makes me mad. That's making me mad. Forget about it, whose face it is.
And
French
it's
toast is
so
good.
hypercritical. I'm watching Notre Dame game late last night, and they're playing the Seminoles. Right, they have the screaming Indian as the logo. All the student body, they're all going with the chop.
Well, they don't even know what it means.
Right.
I guarantee they don't even know what they're doing.
I'm going, well, are we just going to pick and choose what we're offended by?
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously we are, but
What did the Cleveland Indians change their name to? I don't even
Washington State, or whatever it is, Washington Fighters or something.
No, they're from. That's where I said Cleveland Indians.
Close enough,
Cleveland's
I don't know. The Cleveland football team. I don't know, but I'm not good with sports. You know this, Tony. Why you looked at me for the
that's
answer?
Where I was looking over here.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, don't look at me for answers on sports.
But that was the social pressure they just gave in.
But
white people tell.
What happened? What I
Jano
missed?
said, "Yeah, white people tell the POCs how they should feel."
Damn them.
All right. With that, I think we're going to get out of here.
Well, happy Labor Day, and I'm glad to see Sallie. She's back, and she's behind the board, and she looks a lot better and looks a lot happier. And then Tony, he's playing with himself and his fingers and his pen, and Tom Egan, hi, Tom. And we're just glad to be here, and happy Labor Day, everybody.
And happy Labor Day, and hope you... Hope Labor Day cheers you up a little bit.
It will. I'm going to the supermarket after this. I heard there's a sale on lotion, so I will definitely be happy on aisle 5. So, these are good things all around.
And what supermarket is that? So we can tell everybody to not go there?
Well, we're going to BJ's, of course. Right in Levittown. That's south of Hicksville.
I went to BJ's and had to use the self-checkout, the self-serve aisle, so now I got to go back and get mouthwash.
Tom Egan, thanks, pal. This
note.
was fun, man. This was fun.
Thanks again.
And thank you, sir, for joining in and stopping in and surprising us.
I love you guys.
Right back at you, pal. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the Guardians. That's what the Indians changed their name to. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Labor Day. Enjoy your day, and hope you get out there and enjoy your friends and family. And why is it Labor Day again, Sallie? Because of all the labor people out there, all the workers out there who made it all possible. I'm a big union guy. So, all right, enjoy your Labor Day. Steve Squared on at 6:30 tonight. The Wort on at 8 o'clock. And then Sallie and I are back here tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia. See you guys.
Bye.